Yo, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm back with another video. I'm back with my first video. I just want y'all to know, family, man, if y'all tune into this, I appreciate y'all. I'm here with Modulo, however you want to call it. JJK, Modulo, Jujutsu Kaisen, Modulo, chapter 10. Like, listen, it's action-packed without action, without fighting. Well, they got some, they watch people on the screen, but we'll get into that. So first, it start off as that. They're looking at like a projectile video fighting that was recorded, and they were like, how can we allow this? It's showing Maru fighting Saguri, and basically they're trying to be like, oh, the government are looking at it like, why are we allowing the aliens to fight one of our people? Because they don't want to appear to be weak to the aliens and allow the aliens to think they're weak, and then the aliens will potentially take over. So they're looking at it like, hey, this is not really a big meaning. The higher up, they have a disagreement. One is like, hey, we should treat this as a threat. Another one's like, hey, no, we should not treat this as a threat. And they're citing these articles and doing all of that. One of the guys is like, hey, man, let's delete this video. He's like, oh, I deleted it. I swear I deleted it. So they're citing these Hakar provisions, which basically allows sorcerers to be able to fight each other as like gambling, like how they do with like boxing or any type of stage match. Even back in the day when they had warriors fight in the dome, and you allowed to like place like bets on it and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty. That's a reference to how we do things right now. And them naming it the Hakari Vision because he's one of my favorite sorcerers. His ability, his curse technique, and his domain. Like, oh man, like I don't even want to get into that right now. But yeah, like I'm a little bit of a usually my gamaholic side coming out. Yeah, so basically they're looking through it, the video. They're trying to figure out how they're gonna handle this, and they don't know if they're treated as like a latent sorcerer or these are actual sorcerers who know what they're doing and they're actually doing this on purpose. So they're like, hey, we don't even know if these people can be latent sorcerers or if they're doing it on purpose or not. So, but one of the higher ups is like, hey, it really doesn't even matter because they're Saguri is signed to me and Maru is signed to me. So based on the Hakari article, you can't do anything because they both are treated as like sorcerers doing battle against each other in the public. So that's totally fine. He debunked all of them for trying to start war. The guy storms off. And he's like, man, just tell him I'm sorry. I apologize. It's better that we come up with a plan and we find your boy, the one and only Kenjaku's whatever you want to call it, creation or son. Yuji Itadori. They have a plan to find him. What a reveal. Like this reveal is something that most of people in the JJK world are like crying for. They're like, man, we want to see some of the older sorcerers. We want to see how they matured and how they gone. So, of course, if anyone watched JJK and they saw how it ended before the Modulo series, like 60 or 70 years in the future, Yuji was not the best sorcerer. Yeah, he ended up using the domain expansion and going against Sukuna, all of that, but he was still not viewed as the most powerful sorcerer or the scariest sorcerer to go up against. So, so now the future version of Yuji, all these years past, he's viewed as like scary and someone who defied the test of time. Because based on the reveal, he has his like hoodie figured on. You can see his scar, and he still looks pretty young. So we don't know if Yuji is immortal or not, or if he gained some of those abilities from Sukuna to be able to stop his aging process, or maybe them foreshadowing in the future chapters about the mythical beasts that can't die, like and they can take any form. maybe this is them showing that, hey, Yuji could be that beast that defies time, immortal, and can take any form. So they want to know how to find Yuji Itadori, which is wild. And I actually want to figure out like where he's at as well. So they're showing the ship. They don't and they're going to, we're going basically to page like 6-7, where they're showing a reveal where the Sumerians, they don't want to be viewed as weak. They don't want people to steal for them. They actually want to be like the shanty who took their land and ran them out of their own place. They want to be those people. They want to be viewed as them. So instead of them being powerful and going back and fighting the Ashanti, they wanted to be like, oh, let's just pick on somebody weaker and let's find somewhere where we can, a planet or whatever we can inhabit, a location that we can take over. And they're looking at Earth as that. So that's what the Ashanti are looking for. So it's like the abused now becomes the abuser, or the kid that was bullied and they grow up and then now they become the bullier. So they're the ones who are bullying people. So that's what it is. They're traumatized. They've been scarred. They're like, oh no, we're never going through that again. And Earth isn't having it. So they're looking at it as like, we can't let anybody. They're both of the higher ups are thinking the same things. They're just going about it differently. One is going about protection, as one is going about destroying or invading. So one is protecting their land and one is trying to invade land. So I think it's kind of, ironic how what happened to them and then they're going out and doing it to someone else, instead of like being the people that, okay, you went through this traumatic situation and now you don't want that to happen to anyone else. Because most people growing up, if you've been bullied or picked on, or anyone talking to you, talk bad about you or done anything to you, I'm not saying this is everyone, but you would think that they wouldn't want that to happen again to someone else going through the pain and everything they suffer. But hey, it's all a choice at the end of the day. Like, either you can be bullied and that could make you not want to be bullied again, or you can be bullied and you be like, I'm never going to be bullied again. I'm going to become stronger and be a bully. So it's like, which one would you rather be? I would rather, choose the side of not being a bully. We're not doing that. But let's be, they hype the bullies up though. That's what anime do. They hype the bullies up. They hype the villains up. They hype up becoming stronger, and going through traumatic things. So they're going through like a vote on what they should do. The Sumerians, they're like, oh no, Deborah is gonna just veto our vote if majority rules to to invade Earth or take over the planet. Then they're gonna think it's gonna get vetoed, and they're like, oh, this is like a dictatorship. But it's a twist that Maru and Cross, they actually voted for peace, for them to be natives and to try to live with them. So everyone is like mad, and Deborah is like, hey, it sounds fun to me. Literally, he's like, it sounds fine to me. So they're like, some of the ones who wanted conflict, they're like, damn you all you do is deny our wishes. And then it's like conflict or invasion, to put it bluntly, can be done at any time. However, once we begin an invasion, there will be no further chance to properly understand each other. So Deborah is like, conflict or invasion, how are we going to get an understanding? Whether we invade them or whether we have conflict with them, or even if, I think he's also implying, like, even if we have peace, there's a chance to get to know them and understand them. But there's a right way to do it, because you can get to know people and understand them by taking over and then finding out, and then you put your morals and values on those people and you impress them amongst the people. Or you can be like, hey, let's just get to know them, figure out what they're doing, what they're eating, what, all of that stuff, so they could be peaceful with them in a more peaceful approach. So Deborah is like, yeah, let's go get to know each other first. The thing is, since the vote won and Deborah is for it, I want to know how much Deborah's vote weighs on. Cause I know Cross and Amaru's vote is much larger than the other people's vote. That just shows like power and strength in them, which is just voting and just their impressions on the people. Because when you have people on your side and that believe in you, you're a threat. So that has to give you more power. And they're also showing those like, so on 14 and 15, they're like, hey, but now I understand that he's the one who lost. They lost to him. That he isn't the one who lost. They lost to him. So Deborah, so the Earthlings kind of getting this understanding like, hey, this is a different dynamic. This isn't a dynamic where this person was weak, lost, and they fled and tried to pick on someone weaker. This is someone that's actually strong, took over them, and then now he's leading them. So the Kallians die eventually, right? So every time a Kallian dies, Rumelians, the Kallians are immortal, so they don't die from natural causes. They only can be killed. So is usually some type of Kallian or maybe one of those mythical beasts. Wonder. So wow, no wonder you all treated me as sacred beasts. Treated them as sacred beasts then. Yeah, so they're looking at it. Sarugi is like, oh, that's why you're treating them like that, as they're like so special. So it goes on. They just want to figure out what they want to eat. They're like, oh, it doesn't really matter. And the chapter ends on them trying to figure out the food. So Sarugi, Cross, all of them, they're together. They're asking Cross about Maru. They say, is Maru super picky? Does he have a weird taste? No, not really. Then other Sumerians should like it too. All right, our culture exchange is going to be Takopa. Oh, that's a new word for you, made up for Takayaki. Party fantastic. You're such a smarty pants. Now let's settle. It's time to go shopping for the fillings. It's like this. Fillings, yeah, you can put all sorts of things inside them like mochi. Mochi, I'm not sure about this. So I'm like, with the last panel I'm looking at it, he's like, Cross is like, I'm not sure about this. So are they looking at it like, are they gonna love it? And then he's not sure, like they're gonna want more, and the greed is gonna allow them to take over. Like, what's gonna go on? I'm really trying to understand that portion. Or is it they're not sure about it, and they may not like it, and then may be upset or may think it's like poison or something. Like, but Cross, he's like drooling, he's foaming at the mouth. So man, like this chapter again, one of the most people peak is probably like the Yuji part, the Yuji reveal. I do think that's peak on for this chapter. I do think that's one of the peaks, but I also think like one of the peaks is them that vote for the majority vote to rule, for to get to know the neighbors, because I think it's huge. So now we have to understand the dynamic we're moving in forward. Like, where are we going to get a conflict at when there's people, when they're forcing some of the people who didn't want peace to want peace. So now they're going to have to create a situation to allow them to look at the humans as bad or the sorcerers as bad, and them to now not want peace. So now I got to figure out how they're going to create that situation to create conflict to then keep the story going. Or if there's peace among the Sumerians and the sorcerers, then what other threat is going to divide them or bring them together to go against? That's how I'm looking at it. I appreciate y'all. If y'all made it this far, thank you. Shouting out my brother Lash Out. Peace.